I don't have the biggest game collection. I have a pretty decent sized collection, I feel, but there's definitely bigger collections out there. But even with something like my size of a collection, it can be hard to track all the games I have. I have 2 Uncharted 3s for the PS3 because I wasn't aware that I owned Uncharted 3. And so I bought another copy on accident. And that was kind of the catalyst for me to be like, okay, I need to keep better track of my games. And I actually sat down and made a whole spreadsheet of all of my games. And then, like probably a year later, because I was terrible at updating it, I found out about Gameye, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Gameye is just an app where you can put all of your games in your collection right in there, and you can see about what everything's valued at because it will take numbers from price charting. So I can see just at a quick glance, I've got Metroid Prime, which is worth about $23 right now. How I have it. Cool. Animal Crossing is a whole $63. That's awesome. I'm looking at the right console because GameCube's pretty valuable right now. I can also track the condition of how I have it. Like I have Pokemon Y loose. I can say it's CIB. I even have some games like Sonic Frontiers that I have yet to play, so I have yet to unwrap it, and I have it as new, which really doesn't have that much value to it because it's only $20 new apparently. I'm sure you can get that right now on Amazon for that much because it's Prime Day when I'm recording this. I can even track what region it's from because I have a lot of games from Japan. A lot of my Game Boy and Game Boy Advance collection is Japanese because it's cheaper. And I've made those videos where I fixed 100 Game Boy and 100 Game Boy Advance games. So that added a lot of Japanese games to my collection. I also bought Bayonetta for the Switch from Japan because it was not that bad of a deal, but apparently it's $110. I feel like that's US though. I feel like they're not taking into account that's US. I have it CIB and apparently it was very expensive and now it's still above $100. I only spent like 20 on it, I think, but I feel like this is for US eBay or for the US version of the game. I'd have to look into that. But I can just scroll through my collection. I can sort it by console. I can sort it by different orders, like the Metacritic score, by price, by the day I added it, the day I've modified it. If I decide to open a game, like particularly one of the games in the stack over here that I do want to play pretty soon, I'm gonna unwrap it eventually, but I'm gonna add it as sealed new in box. And now you can sort it by how long to beat. That's interesting. Apparently Pokemon is the longest game to beat, really. I don't see that data in here, but it sorts it by that apparently. What's my quickest game? 2K? Gran Turismo 4? I don't feel like this is accurate at all because like Valhalla takes a long time. So you're telling me 2K22 takes the longest to beat? Okay, well, I think this could use some updating for sure. Either way, there's all sorts of filters so you can do it by manufacturer if you just want to look all of your Sony games across all the consoles and handhelds. Nintendo, whatever, you can sort it by specific handheld or the specific console. They have not added Switch 2 in here yet, so I'm interested to see what happens when I add my 2 Switch 2 games that I've got. But yeah, I'm just going to go over the app a little bit more throughout this video, add these games to my collection because I have not added them yet. One other thing before we add these games, you can add your digital collections because like I'm a PS Plus subscriber and there's like 3 new games every month. So I've got a lot of digital games I got to add. And I like to do that so I don't necessarily buy a physical game that I may have been interested in. Like for a game that I'm maybe not like too sure if I'm going to like it. And maybe I shouldn't buy a physical copy if I have it in my PS Plus library, kind of like the new age rental system of like, oh, I'll play it digitally. If I like it, I'll add it to my collection physically, which I've got a game in this stack that I did that with. But anyways, my favorite part of this app is I can take my game here and it is Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble and I will hit the add and I can go to the barcode scanner. Almost instantly scans it and I can say it's not a digital copy. I have the game, the manual, the box. I can rate how good all of this is. This is a weird one because it's got the legendary banana edition, and there's not really anything I can do in here to add that. I could add a tag saying something else. Like I could say it's the legendary banana edition, but I'm not going to. I don't really care that much. I think for the most part, most people are gonna have this if they have it new and physical. I can just maybe I'll hit other. I mean, I did say box, so yeah, confirm, and we can move on to the next game. Boom, box manual game. I guess I should say other. If you want a 3-month membership, wait, can I add this? Does this add on to my Okay, well, if you have to be a new subscriber to use this, then here's the code. But otherwise, I'm probably going to use this if I can add it on to my subscription. But I do have the game, I promise. It's just in my travel case thing. But I can confirm that. Boom. Another sealed game because I don't know why. I keep asking for Sonic games for gifts and stuff, yet I don't really play Sonic. It's one of those series that I want to get into. And maybe I'll like, but most of my experience with Sonic is in like the first game. And after Green Hill Zone, I kind of just lose interest because you're not going fast anymore. Sorry, not sorry. But I can just hit new because it's still sealed and hit confirm. Boom. Moving on. A limited run game that's not exclusive to limited run. And it's not a limited run. But either way, I've got box manual game. Even though I don't think there's a manual in there. For these, I bought it brand new. There's just no manual. So I hit manual anyways, just so I know it's complete. CIB. But even with like Princess Peach Showtime, it doesn't have anything in there. I do have the game once again. It's just in my travel case. So here's a weird one. One of my favorite game cases though. And I say that because it doesn't have the ESRB on it. I think that's awesome. You know why? Because it's not an English game. It is the Middle East, Southeast Asia release because I got this on Woot. So I can't scan it. So we can add it manually. Or I can, I've never tried the Gameye cart scanner. Hold up. Gameye was unable to start. Okay, so it's not working and it's brand new. So I'm not going to open it to scan the cart. So I will just do it the old fashioned way. Manually select. We can search Luigi's Mansion 2. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. It does not have the Middle East version, so I'm not exactly sure which one I should do. I'll just call it the English one because it does have an English language option. It's probably not going to be accurate in the future, but honestly, for me as a collector, I'd probably be more interested in this because, again, clean box art, no ESRB. Still has the Switch logo, but it's not that big of a deal. I just think it looks so much cleaner. Confirm. All right, here we go. Mario Kart World. Yes, I bought it physically. Originally, I was buying the digital edition, like the combo one. And then my friend's like, what are you doing? You're a collector. Why don't you just get the physical version? I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. So I did. All right, barcode scanner. It has it, but I don't think it's probably just gonna add it to like the Switch collection. The other game I bought for the Switch 2 is Cyberpunk 2077. I think that's 2 of maybe 3 that are actually physical carts that actually have the game on them that's actually exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, I know this isn't exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, but I mean, like, not the Nintendo Switch 2 edition games. Those are dumb. Slightly dumb. Not really that dumb. But yeah, cool. It recognizes those. And then I've got Super Mario RPG that I just bought. Did I unwrap it? I did, because I was thinking about trying it, even though I'm not that big of an RPG fan. So I could have had it brand new, but I did open it and then I never played it. So that's typically why I just wait on games if I buy them brand new. Even if I'm like wanting to play it, I try not to open it, to unseal it until I actually play it. Because if I forget about it and then 20 years from now, oh my gosh, it's valuable, brand new, sealed, then it was an investment anyways. I really need to play the first one first, but Detective Pikachu, still kind of an expensive game, but my friend that has the local game store had the Japanese version for some reason. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. He gave me a deal. I think it was either 20 or 15 bucks, something like that. I'm like, okay, I don't mind. I don't think this has a manual either. No, but it has an English language option, so I don't care. Now we're going to move into some of the games that one of my high school buddies just gave me. He just gave me his like collection of games that he had. I'll also talk about this in a future PS2 video because he gave me a PS2 as well. I surprisingly don't have Wii Fit Plus. It's for the Black Wii, apparently. I don't know why that's there. I bet you he did not add that. I'm assuming it has the manual. This one I actually have to look to see if it's got the manual. It is CIB. And then Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, you suck, GameStop. Man. So now to scan this, I have to open this up. It is complete in box. Oh, there's a dead spider in there too. Nicole sold this to, I'm assuming him, my friend, in 2012, a day after my birthday. And they used their Power Up Rewards points. Nice. Bought it for $16.19, and they bought the protection on it. Don't buy the GameStop protection, man. Unless you just are ruthless to your games, there's no need to buy that. Crazy. This is a really old receipt, but it is complete in box. And to scan this, before I got sidetracked there, just going to slide that up. I don't really want to remove the GameStop sticker right now, especially because the old ones are super annoying to remove. But there we go. There's that. This is still a part of the collection of games that my friend gave me. I genuinely don't even know. Like, look at these. I didn't even know these like existed, but I think these like came with PS3 bundles back in the day, and they're all sealed. I'm like, this is so cool. I don't know if these are valuable at all. There's not even a barcode to scan because it's not for resale. Man, I still need to look into how much these cost, because if these are at all valuable, that would be cool. Now I have 2 copies of all the Uncharted games on PS3. But anyway, so I guess I'm just flexing that. Then we have a brand new Fred Meyer edition of Batman Arkham Asylum for PS3, which is a 3D game. And that is brand new, baby. Only goes for $14. Darn. And also brand new, surprisingly, Little Big Planet 2, the special edition. Not for resale. And so a bunch of other stuff is going to pop up. That's weird. Okay. I will add this manually then. Little Big Planet 2. It's not the collector's edition. It's the special edition. Add. New. Apparently new is only 20 to 23 bucks. Really? Come on, man. All right. Now time for some PS5. And about half of these, no, exactly half of these are still sealed. Split Fiction. Just got this game. And halfway through it right now. It's awesome. This was also just recently brand new, but it is, I'm going to guess there's no manual in this either. Oh, there is something. It's in French. Friends Pass. Okay, so nothing. But it has everything included. Next one, God of War Ragnarok. I played this digitally. So my friend bought it digitally. Shout out to Aaron. And he let me play it because we share our games, our digital games. Unfortunately for him, I buy physical a lot now. But I still have it new because I haven't had a need to unbox it yet. Like I teased earlier, Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut. I was searching for this physically for so long. I ended up playing it because it was on the streaming service, PS Plus. I played it through that. Phenomenal game. I don't know if I ever plan on actually opening this up. We'll see. Maybe if I ever want to play it again and it's not on the streaming service anymore, then I'll probably unseal it then. But we'll add it brand new to our collection. And I got it on clearance at Target because they were trying to push it out. Even though it still sells for like $70 new at a lot of other places. It's just really hard to find because I don't think they made a ton of copies of these, at least the director's cut. And I got it for $21. Actually less than that because I have the red card. This is the game that I want to unseal very soon. So I need to remember when I unseal this to change this in Gameye. I made a second channel video about this game and we can scan it and it's got box, manual, game, CIB. It's worth $20. It's probably not going to be worth much later on the line because I assume they're going to continue to make the college football series continue. And Astrobot, it does actually have an insert. It has 2 inserts for this little comic poster thing. I don't know if I actually ever unfurled it. It's cool. I need to beat this game. I was grinding on it for a while and I stopped playing. I don't know why. I love it. I'm getting distracted. It's the last one. that I can scan at least. Nope, it's not new. There we go. Those are all the games that I wanted to add. Psych. There's 3 more. From time to time, when I buy my Japanese GameCubes, I am lucky enough to find some loose discs in there. So I can manually select Cubivore, but it's unfortunately not the English one that is $256 loose. If this was the English one, this would be worth $250. But it's the Japanese one, so it's worth 17. That was louder than I thought. So I can add that to my collection, and it's just the game. Then I can add Melee. Is it gonna really? Okay, there we go. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Where's the Japanese flag? Because I don't think it's called Melee in Japan. Yeah, Super Smash Bros. DX. I can add that, and it's just the game, so it's only worth like $10. And I actually don't know which one this is. So I'm just gonna search Gundam. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Gundam, refine it by specific console. Oh boy. Oh, there's Nintendo Switch 2. Interesting. GameCube, apply. I'm gonna say it's the versus Z Gundam game here. I mean, there's only 3 to choose from. So boom. Add that. It's just the game and confirm. Cool. Now my collection is back to complete as far as I'm aware. I need to add my digital games again. But yeah, you can also add, I know this is like deep into the video now. I've been recording for 26 minutes, but you can also add your consoles to this, your handhelds, like the physical devices. I think that's cool because one of the big things, and I will say, I'm not here to flex, really, I promise. And it's not accurate because I've been selling off some consoles, and this does not include Retro Remastered's owned things. But just on the homepage, it will tell you how much money your game collection's worth, how much money your system's worth, how much money your peripherals are worth, the toys to life, which I just have like amiibos. I have a few amiibo. Yeah, I have almost 700 games worth. I crossed the $10,000 mark. Cool. I don't think my game collection's actually worth $10,000, but it's cool nonetheless. And yeah, I've toned down some of my systems, but I also have gotten a couple more since then, so maybe it's still kind of accurate. I don't know. I don't think I care too much about adding all of my game systems to this anymore. The majority of what I want this for is my game collection. So let's sort by price again. I do actually have the Poké Walker. I have 2 Poké Walkers. Then they're my original ones too. But all platforms, physically, those are my most expensive games. I don't see that Metroid 2 and Metroid Zero Mission, the Japanese versions are not that expensive complete in box, unless they skyrocketed after I bought mine. I don't know. Yeah, some of these Japanese, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Especially because, like, okay, I added Cubivore, and that was accurate. That was only like $7. It's not even close up here. But I can tell you for a fact that buying either of these complete in box, and they're not in like crap condition, they're right up there. I'm looking at them. I did not pay anywhere near either of those numbers for both of them. Like, I probably spent maybe $100 on the 2 of those Metroid games combined. I don't know. But yeah, that is Gameye. It's cool. I like it. I need to use it more in the future. I need to just keep up with it so I can continue to add games to my collection so I can actually know what games I own so I don't overbuy. I don't want to buy a 3rd version of Uncharted 3.